The custody battle between Michael Corinthos and Willow Tate Corinthos has reached unprecedented levels of intensity on General Hospital, with recent developments suggesting that the stakes have never been higher for both parents and their children. The ongoing legal proceedings have exposed deep fractures in their relationship while revealing the complex web of alliances and betrayals that define Port Charles' most contentious family dispute. The escalating legal war. The custody battle between Michael and Willow has been building momentum for months, with both parties employing increasingly aggressive legal strategies. The conflict stems from Michael's discovery of Willow's affair with Drew Kane, which was captured on a nanny cam in the children's nursery at the Courtroom mansion. This betrayal prompted Michael to file for divorce and seek sole custody of their children, Wiley and Amelia, believing that Willow's relationship with Drew has compromised her judgment as a mother. The legal proceedings have been marked by intense personal attacks and character assassination attempts from both sides. Michael's legal team, initially led by Diane Miller and supported by Carly Spencer, has focused on portraying Willow as an unfit parent who prioritizes her romantic relationship with Drew over her children's welfare. Meanwhile, Willow's legal representation, now handled by Rick Lansing after Martin's departure, has sought to paint Michael as a vindictive ex-husband using the children as weapons in his personal vendetta. The custody hearing, originally scheduled for June 2nd, caught everyone off guard with its accelerated timeline. Carly had initially planned to represent Michael's interests while he recovered at a burn clinic in Baden-Baden, believing that Drew's numerous scandals would make it impossible for any judge to grant custody to him and Willow. However, the compressed schedule has intensified the pressure on all parties involved, leading to increasingly desperate measures and volatile emotions. The courtroom confrontation. The atmosphere in the courtroom has been described as exceptionally tense, with both Michael and Willow's supporters filling the gallery and creating a charged environment. The proceedings have featured devastating testimony from key witnesses, including family members and close associates who have intimate knowledge of both parents' capabilities and shortcomings. Nina Reeves has found herself in a particularly difficult position, torn between her loyalty to Willow and her knowledge of potentially damaging information about Michael's relationship with Sasha Corbin. During cross-examinations, both legal teams have pulled no punches in their character assessments. Michael's representatives have highlighted Willow's decision to move to Washington, D.C., withdrew without consulting Michael, framing it as evidence of her willingness to uproot the children for her own romantic pursuits. Conversely, Willow's legal team has focused on Michael's vindictive behavior and his attempts to manipulate the custody proceedings, including his orchestration of taking the children from Willow's custody before the hearing. The emotional toll of these proceedings has been evident on both parents, with witnesses describing Michael as appearing increasingly agitated and defensive as the testimony proceeded. His supporters, including Jason Morgan and Carly Spencer, have been vocal in their defense of his parenting abilities, while Willow's allies have emphasized her nurturing nature and dedication to the children's welfare. The shocking violence. According to developing reports from the courthouse, the already volatile situation erupted into chaos when gunshots suddenly rang out during the proceedings. Witnesses described a scene of absolute pandemonium as Michael Corinthos collapsed in what appeared to be a pool of blood, having been struck by gunfire from an unknown assailant. The courtroom, packed with family members, legal representatives, and court personnel, immediately descended into chaos as people scrambled for safety and cover. The timing of the shooting has raised numerous questions about the perpetrator's identity and motives. Given the contentious nature of the custody proceedings and the numerous enemies that various parties have accumulated through their involvement in Port Charles' criminal underworld, investigators face a complex web of potential suspects and motivations. The fact that the shooter was able to escape in the confusion has added another layer of difficulty to the investigation. Jason Morgan, demonstrating his characteristic quick thinking and loyalty to the Corinthos family, immediately took charge of the emergency response. His swift action in getting Michael to General Hospital likely saved his life, as medical personnel have confirmed that while the wound was serious, it fortunately avoided vital organs and major blood vessels. The proximity to quality medical care and Jason's rapid response have been credited with preventing what could have been a tragic outcome. Dante's investigation. Detective Dante Falconeri finds himself in an extraordinarily difficult position as he takes the lead on investigating the shooting of his own brother. Dante has been struggling recently with the conflict between his duties as a police officer and his loyalty to his family, particularly given his father Sonny's involvement in organized crime. This latest incident has intensified that internal conflict, as he must now conduct an impartial investigation into an attack on a family member while ensuring that justice is served. The investigation faces numerous challenges beyond the obvious personal complications. The chaotic nature of the crime scene, with dozens of potential witnesses fleeing in panic, has made it difficult to establish a clear timeline of events or identify potential suspects who may have been present in the courthouse. Security footage from the courthouse is being analyzed, but the crowded conditions and rapid evacuation have complicated efforts to track the shooter's movements. Dante's commitment to finding Michael's attacker reflects both his professional dedication and his personal investment in protecting his family. His promise to identify the perpetrator carries additional weight given his recent struggles with balancing his law enforcement career with his family loyalties. This case may prove to be a defining moment in determining whether Dante can successfully maintain both roles or if he will be forced to choose between them. The investigation must also consider the broader context of Port Charles' criminal landscape and the various ongoing conflicts that could have motivated such an attack. Michael's involvement in the Corinthos organization, his recent custody battle, and the numerous enemies he has accumulated through his family's activities all present potential motives for the shooting. The aftermath and implications. The shooting has fundamentally altered the dynamics of the custody battle and raised serious questions about the safety and security of everyone involved in the proceedings. The court has indefinitely postponed further hearings pending the investigation, leaving the custody arrangements in limbo while Michael recovers from his injuries. This delay may actually benefit Michael's case, as it provides time for his legal team to regroup and potentially use their attack as evidence of the dangerous environment that his involvement with certain individuals has created. The incident has also deepened existing rifts within the Port Charles community, with various factions pointing fingers at each other while demanding answers about who could have been responsible for such a brazen attack. The shooting serves as a stark reminder of the violent undercurrents that continue to flow beneath the surface of seemingly normal family disputes in this community where organized crime and legitimate business interests frequently intersect. As Michael recovers and Dante continues his investigation, the ultimate resolution of both the shooting and the custody battle remains uncertain, leaving all parties involved to grapple with the dangerous new reality that their legal disputes can have potentially deadly consequences. Next, we will delve into the simmering cauldron of secrets brewing in Port Charles, where Damian Spinelli's latest digital expedition for Alexis Davis has uncovered a scandal so explosive it threatens to shatter the very foundation of the Corinthos family. What started as a mission to assist Alexis in navigating a tangled legal web has spiraled into a revelation of betrayal, crime, and moral dilemmas that could redefine relationships across the town. As we unpack this intricate storyline, prepare for shocking twists, newly imagined details, and a deep dive into the motivations and consequences surrounding Spinelli's earth-shattering discovery. A digital detective stumbles upon a dark secret. In the heart of Port Charles, where whispers of deceit echo through every cobblestone alley, Damian Spinelli, the town's resident tech savant, has been tirelessly working to free Alexis Davis from a legal quagmire that has ensnared her for months. Armed with his unparalleled hacking prowess, Spinelli initially aimed to unearth evidence that would exonerate Alexis from unfounded accusations tied to a shady business deal gone wrong. However, as his virtual fingers danced across encrypted servers and shadowy online trails, he stumbled upon a bombshell far more sinister than anyone could have anticipated. Hidden in a labyrinth of coded correspondence and suspicious financial transactions, Spinelli discovered that Ava Jerome and Rick Lansing are orchestrating a ruthless extortion scheme against Alexis. Their weapon of choice: damning knowledge of a crime committed by none other than Christina Corinthos Davis, Alexis' own daughter. This chilling revelation points to a nightmarish act. Christina, in a moment of desperation or rage, tampered with Rick Lansing's brake lines, nearly sending him and Ava to a tragic end in a horrifying car crash. To shield her daughter from the iron grip of the law, Alexis has been funneling exorbitant sums of money to Ava and Rick, a silent pact to bury Christina's guilt beneath a pile of cash. Spinelli, whose loyalty to Alexis has always been unwavering, now finds himself gripping a double-edged sword. The evidence he uncovered potentially including time-stamped emails, bank transfer logs, and even cryptic audio recordings of Ava's chilling demands paints a vivid and undeniable picture of blackmail and desperation. As he processes the gravity of Christina's actions and Alexis' sacrifices, Spinelli stands at a crossroads, torn between his moral compass and the bonds of friendship that tie him to the Corinthos and Davis families. A moral maze for the tech wizard. Spinelli's discovery is not just a plot twist, it's a grenade with the pin pulled, waiting to detonate in the heart of Port Charles. Known for his quirky charm and unyielding dedication, Spinelli has always prided himself on being a beacon of integrity in a town often shrouded in moral grayness. But this secret weighs on him like an anchor, dragging him into uncharted ethical waters. If he chooses to reveal Christina's crime, whether through a meticulously compiled dossier of evidence or a hushed confession to a trusted ally, he risks shattering Alexis' trust and exposing Christina to the harsh glare of legal accountability. The thought of Christina, a young woman already scarred by the turbulence of her family's legacy, facing the cold bars of a prison cell gnaws at Spinelli's conscience. Yet, silence is not without its own perils. By keeping this secret locked away in the recesses of his mind, Spinelli allows Alexis to continue hemorrhaging resources and emotional strength to protect her daughter. A slow bleed that could leave her broken. Moreover, what if Ava and Rick escalate their demands, sensing weakness in Alexis' resolve? Spinelli ponders whether to dive deeper into their digital footprints, perhaps uncovering archived text messages or surveillance footage from a local mechanic's shop that could confirm the tampering of Rick's car. Each choice before him feels like a gamble, a roll of the dice with the highest stakes imagine of family, loyalty, and justice. As he wrestles with this internal conflict, one question looms larger than ever: who, if anyone, should bear the burden of this truth alongside him? The burning question: who will Spinelli confide in? The undercurrents of Port Charles are buzzing with speculation as fans and residents alike wonder who Spinelli might turn to with this devastating piece of information. Two towering figures stand out as potential confidants, each offering a unique perspective, but also a Pandora's box of potential consequences. First, there's Jason Morgan, Spinelli's longtime friend and a man whose stoic demeanor and calculated approach to crises have often been a guiding light. Jason, with his deep ties to both the Corinthos and Davis families, might advocate for a covert operation to dismantle Ava and Rick's blackmail scheme without dragging Christina into the legal spotlight. Imagine clandestine meetings in dimly lit warehouses, where Jason and Spinelli plot to intercept Ava's next move, perhaps by planting false evidence to throw her off the scent. Jason's cool-headed strategy could be the lifeline Christina needs, but one wrong move, an intercepted message or a leak from an untrustworthy source could unravel everything, landing Christina in handcuffs. On the other side of the spectrum looms Sonny Corinthos, the patriarch whose protective instincts for his daughter Christina burn with a fierce, almost feral intensity. If Spinelli chooses to confide in Sonny, he risks igniting a wildfire of rage that could consume everyone in its path. Sonny might opt to shield Christina at any cost, even if it means resorting to the darker tactics of his mobster past, a life he's been desperately trying to leave behind. Picture a heated confrontation at the docks, where Sonny corners Rick, his own brother, under the pale glow of a street lamp, a storm of betrayal and fury in his eyes. Alternatively, Sonny's reaction could spiral into a vendetta against Ava, rekindling old grudges in a blaze of violence. Spinelli, aware of Sonny's volatile nature, must weigh whether the patriarch's love for his daughter will manifest as salvation or destruction. The ripple effects of a public revelation. Beyond the private dilemmas, there is the haunting possibility that Spinelli's secret could spill into the public domain, perhaps during a high-profile event like the annual Nurses' Ball. A glittering affair where Port Charles elite gather under the guise of charity but often unravel their darkest dramas. If Spinelli, overwhelmed by the pressure, lets slip even a fragment of the truth amidst the clinking champagne glasses and dazzling gowns, the fallout would be catastrophic. Whispers would turn to roars as the Corinthos and Davis families face public scrutiny, their every move dissected by a town hungry for scandal. Christina's name could be dragged through the mud, her future tainted by a single reckless act, while Alexis' sacrifices become fodder for gossip columns. Ava and Rick, sensing their leverage slipping, might double down, unleashing even uglier truths or fabricating new lies to maintain their grip. Spinelli must also consider his own history with these families. His bond with Jason is forged in years of shared battles, a friendship that has weathered storms of betrayal and loss. With Sonny, the connection is more complex, a mix of admiration for his fierce loyalty and wariness of his unpredictable temper. Navigating this minefield requires a delicate balance, a tightrope walk over an abyss of potential ruin. Could Spinelli orchestrate a middle path, perhaps by anonymously tipping off a neutral party, say a trusted journalist or a less involved family member, to expose Ava and Rick without directly implicating Christina? Such a move would be a long shot, fraught with risks, but in Port Charles, miracles and mayhem often go hand in hand. The stakes for Christina and beyond. At the heart of this maelstrom is Christina Corinthos Davis, a young woman whose life hangs in the balance of Spinelli's decision. If he confides in Jason and their plan to neutralize Ava and Rick succeeds, Christina might escape unscathed, her secret buried deeper than ever. But a single misstep, a hacked email traced back to Spinelli, or a witness coming forward with damning testimony, will see her facing a courtroom, her future reduced to a series of somber gavel strikes. If Sonny learns the truth, his reaction could either cocoon Christina in fierce protection or thrust her into the crossfire of his vengeance, a dangerous place for anyone, let alone his own flesh and blood. Meanwhile, the toll on Alexis cannot be understated. Each payment to Ava and Rick is a piece of her soul chipped away, a silent sacrifice that Spinelli cannot ignore. If he chooses to keep the secret, the blackmail could escalate to unbearable heights. Imagine Ava demanding not just money but influence over Corinthos' business dealings, or Rick leveraging his legal prowess to trap Alexis in an even tighter web. Spinelli wonders if there's a way to turn the tables, perhaps by uncovering dirt on Ava and Rick so vile that it renders their threats toothless. Could there be a forgotten scandal in Ava's art gallery dealings, or a buried case in Rick's legal history that Spinelli's skills could unearth? A town on the edge of chaos. As word of Spinelli's moral quandary ripples through Port Charles, whether through hushed conversations at Kelly's Diner or cryptic posts on social media, offense and residents are gripped by a single burning question: will his discovery pave the way for justice, plunge the families into chaos, or force a desperate cover-up that buries the truth forever? Some speculate that Spinelli's protective instincts will drive him to shield Christina at all costs, even if it means sacrificing his own peace of mind. Others predict a dramatic unraveling, where the secret explodes at the worst possible moment, leaving no one unscathed. Adding to the intrigue, let's imagine a new character entering the fray: a seasoned private investigator named Clara Henshaw, hired by an anonymous party to dig into Alexis' financial woes. Clara's sharp instincts and relentless pursuit of truth could inadvertently cross paths with Spinelli's digital trail, forcing him to decide whether to collaborate with her or mislead her to protect his findings. Clara's presence introduces a wildcard element, a fresh lens through which the town's underbelly is exposed. And her unbiased perspective might just be the key to untangling this mess, or making it infinitely worse. Welcome back to the edge of your seat, dear viewers, as the saga of Damien Spinelli's earth-shaking discovery continues to unfold in Port Charles. Will he stand by Alexis and shield Christina from the consequences of her actions, or will the weight of truth compel him to seek allies in Jason or Sonny? Could an unexpected player like Clara Henshaw tip the scales, or will Spinelli navigate this labyrinth alone, his choices shaping the destiny of two powerful families? As the drama thickens, one thing is certain: in a town where secrets are currency, Spinelli holds the most dangerous coin of all. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital spoilers for every twist, turn, and breathtaking revelation in this unforgettable storyline.